Taperoo. Hi, Jimmy.
Good evening, Mr. Reimer. How's your world tonight, dude?
My world is good, Jimmy. How are you going, all right?
Hey, obviously, mate. We're all still breathing. So once again, we can give thanks to our good Lord Jesus for his graces and letting us all keep doing it, man.
Good stuff. Now, what is on your mind, besides the fact you're breathing?
Well, hey, that's not even on our mind. That just happens, mate. This is one of the blessings of
you just
the
were
creation
talking
of our
about
Lord.
it. You were just talking about it, so I assume it was on your mind, Jimmy.
No, not at all. We just breathe, mate. We just breathe. That's part of the motor functions.
Sometimes we take deep breaths.
Yes, granted.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
I've
got to say right there, man, when I get one of my what I call head spins, one of my petite male seizures, I've got to take a few indeed of these deep breaths because I'm having a hardcore seizure. No, not a hardcore seizure. It's a more minor seizure, but it is actually the neurological dysfunction of too much electricity going through my nervous system that can lead to a grand mal seizure. That's when I'll go unconscious and start jumping around all over the place like a wet fish or something or other like that out of water.
Right. What are you going to do? What do you do when that happens, besides jump around like a wet fish out of water?
I haven't got any choice, mate. I might wet myself. I might... Yeah, it's hardcore, man. That's why I sleep with a night guard.
Yeah.
Because there's been many times I've woken up in hospital and I've had all mashed on the inside of my mouth and my tongue all chunked up and whatever else.
Yeah.
Praise Jesus for graces because we're all still breathing. This is why I've got the anthem, Andrew. It is honestly as simple as that.
Oh, right.
And
what else is on your mind? Why did you ring? What was the purpose of your call this evening?
The purpose for my call tonight, I was absolutely flabbergasted by what I saw on Channel 2 tonight, man.
What did you see on Channel 2 tonight?
This was horrendous.
What did you see?
This is horrendous.
What was so horrendous about what you saw on Channel 2 tonight?
The ladies' lounge.
A ladies' lounge? That's outrageous.
At the Museum of Modern and New Art in Hobart.
Oh, you're unbelievable. The nerve.
Well, whether you're serious about this or whether you're just being facetious, as what it sounds like, whatever.
Me?
But this does sound, seriously, so totally discriminatory.
Why? A ladies' lounge?
Because there was actually a legal finding in regards to this, if I heard the story right.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I got this right, because I've written this down, I've scribbled this down on a bit of paper here, but there was a legal finding in favour of how this is actually allowed.
A ladies' lounge allowed into this museum in Hobart?
There's actually a museum.
A museum?
It's called the Mona, I think it was, the Museum of Modern and New Art in Hobart.
Right.
You might be able to check something out online there.
Right.
But there was some sort of legal challenge or something or other about this, and it was allowed to exist and go forward. And they had all sorts of weird abstract art, phallic symbols they were showing on the screen there. And
phallic symbols.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's totally preposterous, mate. If this was a men's lounge, preventing... And that's the thing. It was
hang on. You're talking about... Hang on. Just... All right, hang on. Just to clarify... Are you talking about a lounge that people sit on, or you're talking about a lounge where people congregate?
A lounge that people congregate.
Right, because it sounded like you were talking about a ladies' lounge, as in a lounge where people sit.
No, because I made the point that it was at the museum.
Yeah, but you said but you said it was a ladies' lounge at the museum, right?
So you took the point that I apologise there. If
you're upset because they put a ladies' lounge in this museum.
Well, if it's just a joint for them to put their hole on, it's not so bad. But this is actually a place for all their holes to go into and have a congregation point where no bloke is actually even allowed under the roof.
Yeah.
And again, I say that's absolutely preposterous.
But why? Would you want to go there?
I couldn't give a stuff about going there.
Well, then what are you upset about?
Because
what are you upset about if you couldn't care about going there?
Andrew.
No.
Andrew.
No, Jimmy, you shush.
Calm.
You're the one getting all upset. Jimmy, you're the one getting all upset, and you don't even want to go there. You don't even care about the place, but you're getting outraged.
Why would I care about going all the way to Hobart to see some joint where it's full of all feminoids?
Yeah. Why would you bother coming on Talkback Radio in Adelaide to complain a place in Hobart that you have got no interest in going to?
Because if this was a men's lounge preventing female entry, what sort of a storm would that create, dude?
Well,
what sort of a storm would that create? There would be the greatest of ruckus and there would be all sorts of noise made about this.
Ruckus. I like that word, ruckus. I haven't heard that for a long time. Thank you for using it, Jim.
And it is the fact that it's the allowance of this whole sense of social engineering that is allowing these sort of impromptu feminoid references to come into society where now the male sort of idealist concepts are just so totally looked down and frowned upon by the greater population majority of females in society.
I don't know.
I don't know. You check the census. You check the census. I've heard the details. There's more females than males because of mainly the point of abortions, because there are more people out there that get their male child killed and allow the female. I'm so totally against murdering children in the womb. That's so horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
But the point being that it's all these feminoids that, I mean, okay, that's a word that I've made up myself, basically.
I'm glad you said that.
Because it is the point of a different kind of humanoid.
And mark my words, that'll be the Macquarie Dictionary Word of the Year next year. And they can attribute all to you, Jimmy.
But it's the fact that it's the fact that these feminoids come out because they are like a different kind of humanoid, where they want to live on this separate, different planet with all males having all their gonads removed or something and just doing the IVF thing. And, hey, we can do it in this day and age.
Jimmy, I have to ask you a question as a duty of care, all right? Because I'm concerned about you as a duty of care.
Oh, okay, here we go.
You talked about seizures. Are you having a seizure at the moment?
If I was, you'd certainly know about it.
All right, so you're not having a seizure.
And I certainly would too.
All right, I just wanted to clarify that.
There.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that as a duty of care to you as a caller, okay, to make sure you weren't having a seizure.
And if I could say on a different topic there, blessings upon you, Mark. I praise Jesus for the healing blessings of Jesus, because it's only through the power of prayer and his good works in Jesus that a brother can be brought to the amazing healing, great strength and blessings through the graces of Jesus.
Jimmy, I've got Jenna. Oh, hang on, Jenna on the line at Camden Park. Just bear with me for 2 seconds. All right, you're there, Jenna. Jenna's got some details about this women's lounge Hello.
Yeah, beauty, bring it on, man.
Jenna. Hi, Jenna.
How you doing, Jenna?
How are you going?
Yeah, we're all still breathing, mate. We can give thanks to our good Lord Jesus once again.
Jenna.
Blessings upon you too, man.
Jenna, Jimmy, let Jenna talk.
I love hearing Jimmy's calls.
Yeah, good.
I really appreciate what he's saying.
No, good, Jenna.
Don't always agree with him, but I really like hearing him.
That's good.
But he doesn't realise Hobart.
He's in Tasmania?
I lived in there.
Right.
I lived there for 10 years.
Yeah.
When I moved there, it was illegal to be gay.
Yeah.
And there were working men's clubs which women were not allowed to go in.
Right.
So this thing at Mona, this is a whole museum. It's just a one room of it.
Yeah.
That is the women's only. And if you're going to say that's sexist, you're going to have to say that all of the men's clubs are sexist. So maybe have a little bit of a balance there. I appreciate what he's saying, but he doesn't know the history. He didn't even know the name of the museum. It's Mona, and it's a great thing, and it's full of really great works of art, and men could go everywhere.
If you like that thing, if you appreciate that sort of thing, yeah, go
I
ahead.
never saw it because I I'd already moved back to Adelaide before it even came into being. But you've got all of these men's clubs around. Why not have a women's club? You know, what's the diff?
Well, I'll admit, Lily, is it? Sorry?
Jenna,
Yeah.
My apologies. Sorry. Yeah, Jenna, I don't approve of these exclusive men's clubs either. I'm certainly not too sure what they do in there. I wouldn't think that there'd be too much female gratification in there, and I think that's totally preposterous as well. Totally unrighteous and giving no glories to Jesus in any of that. I'm a real strong Christian, mate, and I think that things that should only be instigated and pushed for the moral fabric of society for both sexes to be engendered here. We're all creations of our good Lord God, and we should be giving glory to him for the very fact that we're all able to coexist on this planet. And that's the way it should be, man.
Yes, and I respect that. But you've got to know that in the old days, it wasn't like that. Women
but that's the old
were
days.
not allowed
They're
to
gone.
go, and women were not allowed to go and drink in pubs in the front bar. They had to go to the ladies' lounge.
they did.
So,
Okay.
if you were...
They knew their place
support
back in
that-
those days, Jenna.
Yeah, I know we're not, but that's the case where it used to be. And so what's wrong with just having a tiny little bit of a tiny, tiny part of the museum of old and new art?
But why is
Why
it
are
that
you
men
getting
aren't
upset
allowed in
about
there?
it?
Why is it that men aren't allowed in there? Because it's the fact that I feel, what upsets me is that in this so-called politically correct era that we live, if there was to be just a male lounge where there were exclusive male-only permissive sort of allowances and artwork or whatever.
You're suggesting all this permissiveness and all the rest of it. It's just art, for goodness sake. They're just going in to have a look at art. That's all they're doing.
Well, admittedly, I don't... Okay, well...
Well, never let that stop you getting on your high horse about something, Jimmy, all right? You'd make a good talkback announcer.
But that's okay, But just remember, women have never been allowed in men's bars and clubs
That's right.
for that long, and if you think that is right and just, then
No, I don't.
why
no, I
can't
don't
we
think
just
that's
have
right
a
and just.
little bit of just a woman's thing?
Because
it's not hurting anybody.
It's
if there's
secret
true
women's
equality
business. Secret
If
women's
there's true-
business.
If there's
It's not
true
hurting
equality
anybody.
out there, why can't there be that equality? and have it on both feet, not just one side.
Yeah, I agree with that, but it was always just on one side for many, many years. So why can't we have just a tiny
get
little
over
bit
it.
of...
So it's the fact that it's gone now, and now...
No, you get over it because...
No, now we have all these women crying the division and the derision that they are pushing. And it
I
is just
agree
further
with you
deriding
on that
society.
100%, Jimmy. I agree with you on that.
So why do you want to go to
Natalie,
that,
Natalie's just sent me in a message saying the ladies' room in Mona is 4 green curtains and a chair.
Exactly. It doesn't hurt anybody. It's just a gimmick. It's one of those things that an artist has come up with. You've got to respect artistic
license.
Well, admittedly, I just saw a TV program on... I just saw a news article on the Channel 2 News.
Yeah.
So, admittedly, I am speaking out of ignorance here, and I'm not ashamed to admit that, but I think it's a good idea to be brought to attention of the universe out there who are ignorant of this otherwise, that things like this aren't allowed to be pushed in society all the more. Because
it was ages ago when it happened. It's at least
and it doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist anymore.
I don't know. They do installations all the time and they change them. It was just 1 year and it was quite a while ago. It's not current. So
Andrew's losing it in the background.
I agree with you, Jimmy. But I just wanted to make that point. And I really love your calls, so I keep calling because I love listening
blessings of Jesus be upon you, mate. I hope that one day you'll be brought to salvation through the graces of Jesus too, mate. It's not too late until we're all stiff and not breathing no more. That's when we'll be called to judgment after that.
Okay.
And Lord be with you, Jenna.
Yeah, well, it's good to talk to you because I've been wanting to talk to you for ages. So, yeah, look, go with God, Jimmy. I respect you and I love hearing you.
I do, and
keep going.
Yeah, good.
Well,
all right, thank you very much. Jenna, thank you so much.
You, Jenna,
Jenna,
I'll keep you in prayer, mate. I'll keep you in prayer.
Thank you.
I'll write your name down now.
Jenna, Jenna.
No, G-E.
Oh, G-E. G-O-G-O.
Go.
G-O-G-O.
Yeah, keep ringing to me because I love your calls.
Well,
I really do.
I only ring when I've got something to say, and when something gets up my hole, then I'll say
even if the facts are wrong, even if the facts are wrong, Jimmy, and that's what we love. Thank you very much.
No.
Jenna, lovely to talk to you. Jimmy, I have to keep moving, okay? But thank you so much. You look after yourself, okay?
Yeah, thanks, Andrew.
Thank you, Jenna. Okay, it's, wow, 21 minutes to 11. I've got to say, I haven't laughed like that in ages. Poor old Tom, he's laughing out there too. And I've actually got tears coming from my eyes. I was laughing that much. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. Peter says, Andrew, when Jimmy brought the couch topic up, I thought he was describing Cleopatra's couch in the Hobart Museum. Hi, Andrew. Feminoid is already a word, means to be feminine. Thanks, Ellen. Jeff at Port Augusta says, all I hope is Jimmy is allowed to shop in the CWA shops should he ever need to. John at Athelston says, dear Andrew, regarding current caller Jimmy from Taperoo, he needs to stop watching old stories on the ABC. He should be solely loyal to Summer Nights. God bless him. John from Athelston, thank you. Geraldine says, Andrew, what about all the men's clubs in Australia where females cannot join? Thank you. Vic says, why do some callers always talk about themselves? The me syndrome. It makes me chuck. Good on you, Vic. Thank you very much for that. All right, 8223 0000 is the number to ring.
Fiveaa Summer Nights with Andrew Reimer.
17 minutes away from 11 o'clock now. We've got quite a few SMSs coming in, which is always good. I always enjoy your SMSs. The text line is 0448 08 1395. You can also phone 8223 0000. That's the probably preferred way of doing business because we want to hear your voices and be interactive. But we've got the text. One says, Andrew, you are so arrogant and disrespectful. Thank you very much for that. I'll, if that's what you think, that's what you think. Another one says, hey, Jimmy, I'm a bloke and I support the ladies' art thing, whatever it is. My mum goes to Ladies' Day for golf. No one better get in the way of my mum enjoying her day with her ladies' friends. Thank you very much to the person who sent in that text. Helen says, I've just had a seizure listening to Jimmy. Paul says, Jimmy probably disagrees with the Qantas Lounge as well. What goes in those places, Jimmy? Vic says, don't read this out. And there's a reason I can't read it out. Thank you very much, Vic. Another text says, I went past a place the other day. It said women only. It didn't worry me. Thank you. Samantha says, my great-grandma, grandma and my mum have all been part of the CWA, which is all women helping their community, and not one of their husbands worried about going into the CWA. They were all busy working hard to keep this country running and proud of their wives. I'd rather go back to the days when everybody did their part to make the world harmonious. Jimmy, get a haircut and get a job. Samantha from Port Augusta. Thank you, Samantha. M says, what about banana lounges? And so, men's clubs, e.g. the Adelaide Club and the Freemasons. Well, the Adelaide Club, I think women go to the Adelaide Club. I saw a picture of a woman who posted online recently who had been to the Adelaide Club as a guest. The Freemasons, I think the women have they can be part of it. They just don't go into the meetings of the male Freemasons. But women also, don't they also have a Freemasons of their own? I think they do. So there's the text. We got an email as well from Dennis regarding Jimmy. Tell Jimmy that women aren't allowed in the higher levels of his church. Well, there you go. All right. Just got a message from, be careful, everybody. COVID is rearing its ugly head again. Damn it. Sorry to hear if you've got COVID, but it's rearing its ugly head again. We've heard about the Western Australia getting smashed at the moment, and, it looks like it's on its way here too, which is not good for anyone. Gary says, Jimmy, get married and let your wife go to all the men's bars by herself. And did you know that Elvis' version of White Christmas, in fact, his whole Christmas album, was banned on all radio stations all across the USA? Interesting story. No, I didn't know that. Why would his Christmas album, be banned? I don't know. Another text, Helen says, Andrew, I don't know what I could do without Siri and you. I can thank you, but I can't thank Siri. Helen, thank you very much for your text. 8223 is the number. Keep those calls coming in. Peter's on the line. G'day, Peter.
Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Good, Peter. How you going?
Yeah, good, thank you, mate.
Good.
What a debate, mate. What a debate.
but the classic was he had no idea what he was talking about.
Absolutely.
He was up in arms about it, and apparently, well, as we've been hearing, it was an old story.
And not only that, Mona is one of those avant-garde type museums where they wouldn't display the Mona Lisa because they wouldn't want too many people tromping through their museum.
Right, okay, yeah.
If something gets popular, they take it down. And this thing is just like one of your texters said earlier, it's just 4 curtains with a chair in it, and they called it a women's lounge, knowing it's going to cause controversy. And exactly what happened tonight is what they want.
What a great advertisement.
Absolutely.
For Mona's Lounge down in Hobart.
Absolutely. I mean, we're all sort of reading the same stories, we're all looking at the same articles, and people just interpret it differently, and they believe that their way is the only way. And that's what I love about this show. You listen to people going on about stuff and you think, did we see the same article? Did we read the same story?
Well, it is, and that comes back to perspective as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no worries. No, that sounds good, Peter.
No worries, buddy.
See ya. Yeah, thanks for calling, Peter. Good to
No
talk to you.
problem. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. 8223 is my number. Gabrielle says, what Jimmy is talking about, how Channel 2 treat men and women. Most channels always bags a man. If that was a man laugh, there would be an uproar. Man do not get a fair go on the media. That's an interesting point you make, and I'd have to say, in a lot of cases, men don't get a fair go. That's true, which is very disappointing. But thanks for sending that in, Gabrielle. And I don't think he was saying that. He was, that was part of the point he was making, though. But I think also he was talking about the fact that it was against having a women's lounge where only women can go. That's what he was up in arms about. Justin sent me an email saying, hi, Andrew, that was pure gold with Jimmy just then, so funny. Yeah, I agree with you. I haven't laughed like that in I don't know how many years. It was just, it was very, very funny, to say the least. And good old Jimmy for, taking it in his stride as well. He played it well. And Jenna ringing up and just explaining what the situation was and bringing about clarity to the story. I hadn't even heard about this place in Hobart. Mona's, it's called. And the funny thing is when he started talking about it, I'm not sure if you heard me say, but he was talking about a woman's lounge at this museum. And he was upset that there was a woman's lounge in a museum. And I'm thinking, I pictured like a classic lounge, like something from Paris, one of those old Parisian lounges or something like that. And that's what I'm thinking. He's talking about that lounge, but he was talking about a lounge where people go. And as it was Natalie who sent me in a message, where was it? I've just got to find it, saying that there's green curtains and 4 chairs. That's the extent of this Mona's Lounge. So, 4 curtains, 4 green curtains and a chair. 4 green curtains and a chair. And there was much ado about nothing. So, but it was interesting, to say the least. Now,